analytics, data science, currently they are considered as high demand hot fields actually, right? So you have been leading, analytics and data science, data analytics. People use different words, leading these teams, these organizations in Deloitte. So can you throw some light on how you see the future of analytics or careers in analytics, data science, and you can talk about how things are evolving at Deloitte as well. Okay.
Yeah. So okay. Whether you call it AI, data science, data analytics and cognitive, you call it information management, it doesn't matter, right? Think about data. I look at data analysis with 4 or 5 major buckets, right? And there are now. I'm going to go from what the capabilities in data analytics, and then I'll talk about where the market is going. Right? So, majority of the work in data analytics from a capability perspective is 4 or 5 buckets. One is around pure play data platform modernization. Okay, because in the world of data analytics, something which you implemented 5 years back is legacy now.
Absolutely.
Unlike mainframes that you implement 40 years back, now you can transform it.
World is evolving fast.
Yeah, data warehouse, you build an Oracle platform or anything, that's all legacy. Everybody is moving to cloud. And by the way, 3 years back, everybody was moving to big data, on-premise, Cloudera, Hortonworks. That's getting legacy, right? So it's a very fast-moving market. So data platform modernization is an extremely that's the critical mass of where majority of the work is going on right now, right? And this is important because there are OpEx, there are capital expenses, there are other views in terms of how do you enable a platform which is AI enabled, right? Which is where most of the organizations want to go. We talk about AI and data science, but unless you have an extremely strong, sturdy, robust data platform, you're not getting to your AI at scale journey, right? You'll always be experimenting, right? So that's one. Number 2 is you need to invest in what is called a data marketplace or data management, governance, to make sure whatever data which you have for enabling AI is clean. It does not become a lake like in Bangalore. You must have heard fires in the lake, right? So you don't want a swamp, right? You want a lake which is clean, and that requires. And when you're talking about data, like anything, it can get polluted, right? Why different reasons? Because you're talking about getting data from multiple systems, but scraping data, right? Like streaming data, etc. So you need to have a very strong mechanism, technology, governance, human intervention, etc. That's another area which will be extremely important in the coming days, right? It's been important, but it will only become more and more important. Number 3, I would say, is how do you intelligently automate many things, right? So in the past, automation was, RPA, you must have heard, right?
Yes.
But okay, RPA is automating. By the way, RPA is always been there, right? You just have better tools, slicker tools which are doing it, right? And there's focus on automating processes which are redundant, right? Or processes which can be automated without human intervention. That's a good thing. Now, there's also the opportunity to how you use data analytics to intelligently automate something. For example, there are contracts, right? Can you scrape through the keywords which many people are going through contracts? You can use NLP, you can use NLP to generate documents, but these are areas which have been less explored, right? These are areas which are still evolving. So intelligent automation is another area which I think is an important area in my mind, right? 4th area would be around pure play data science, AI, ML, right? Now we're talking about using predictive technologies, using data from the past. We're also talking about modeling using neural networks around voice, speech, text, etc., right? Images, etc. So these areas are still evolving. By the way, many industries have been using models for a very long time. It's just not been at scale, right? Now is the time to take the thinking, right, and bring it to scale. Now that requires a very strong data platform, data governance, automation possibilities to do anything at scale. Otherwise, what will happen is your model efficiencies will not get you to 70, 80, 90, 100% efficiencies. You'll be at 50, 60. Well, I don't know. Maybe it works for this time, doesn't work.
Right.
Get there. So in all, these are all the areas which will evolve. Now, many a times you may not know what you want to do in the world of AI science and AI. So having an op model which is more of which operates in an agile fashion may not be a bad idea as you're moving from AI experimentation to AI at scale, right? Now, these are the 4 areas. Now, what is the future of AI? AI is the future. Okay, I would just leave it there. There is no way that you will not be wanting to use automation, intelligent automation, foresight to make decisions within every part of your ecosystem. See, one of the background, I don't think you can read it. It says embedding AI in our ecosystems. It is not about embedding AI in our clients, in our businesses. It is everywhere in ecosystem, where you live, where you go to school, where you go to offices, whether you go to interact at any bank. Think about an ecosystem, right? A smart city is an ecosystem. IoT, what you talk about, it's one part of AI, right? You need installing sensors and has been there forever, right? You can get the data, but how do you make sense of data and make new decisions, which gives you insight, right? That's the exciting part. What would have taken you like a month to do some analysis using a supercomputer, can you take nuggets and make decisions faster? Is the promise of AI. So AI is gonna be there. We are just scratching the surface at most places. If there are articles which they say, you know what, we have done this, we have done that. Absolutely, there are good use cases, there are point use cases, right? But is AI at scale today? No. Whether it will get at scale, yes, right? We will have to go through a journey. It will evolve. So, but it cannot be just, I need to learn regression models. You're not solving any problem there. You need to understand the entire ecosystem of how do you make any AI ecosystem successful and understand the ecosystem that you're trying to make successful. So it's a journey. It's a long way, a lot of opportunity, and I think especially in the emerging worlds, right, where there have been less investments, unlike the developed countries like India, like the region, there is immense there's less technical debt. Right? In developed countries, they've already gone this path once. So there is a
legacy. There is a legacy that's easy. Right. Which is a big challenge. Absolutely.
Right? So I think there's an opportunity in the region and both globally. Right? I'm not saying there's an opportunity globally. In the developed nations as well, they have a longer way. They have much bigger challenges to solve for. Whereas people who haven't gone the journey, they're lucky. They can experiment more to go on that.
Wonderful. Well, Ankit, again, thank you for throwing light on what are the areas that we should focus on when it comes to data analytics, data science, AI, machine learning. These are all offshoots of, I would say, one buzzword, that is data analytics, right? So it starts just to summarize what you said. You have to start with a robust platform to host and store data where the warehouses come in. Second is you need to have a governance mechanism to ensure data integrity actually. So that what data, you analyze the right kind of data, the context has to be right. The third is the area of intelligent automation. So automation, has RPA, robotic process automation, is the I would say that's how automation started. But now you have to get into understanding, bringing in NLP and other cutting edge technologies to understand data that is not structured. Right, so that's where the intelligent automation comes from. The fourth area is obviously the modeling part, where you have data science, machine learning, but you have to build it at scale. What is missing right now is people are executing probably ad hoc projects; they're not able to scale it. So that's an area of opportunity. And the fifth is you said AI is the future, right? So you have to bring AI into the ecosystem, and that is the initiative that you are heading, right, in Deloitte. So it's your title, the division is not clearly visible, but you said embedded AI ecosystem, right? Is that what your new initiative?
the division doesn't matter. It keeps changing every year or 2 years based on what the market seems to call. It says embedding AI in our ecosystems.
Embedding AI in our ecosystem. Thank you for clarifying.
That's the motto which I am passionate about. I think we can drive change into many of the way we live, the way we operate, and the way we do businesses. It's going to change sooner or later, right? I mean, we are going to get there. One thing I would like to say, right, while all these slick words, right, and slick technologies out there, the fundamentals around data need to be strong. And this is a message to everybody who's listening, especially from a graduate, undergraduate. Over the years, you realize your fundamentals have to be strong from across the spectrum of data technologies. Right? You cannot just be good at modeling without understanding. No model is good without having a clean data. Right? Most of the data science guys, they need to cleanse the data. Right? Get a good data set to even run their models. Otherwise, there'll be so much noise in this thing. So your fundamentals about SQL, data, modeling, right? Your data pipeline, data engineering. These are all aspects you need to touch in your career. Without which you will not be able to command the respect from the ecosystem which I'm talking about over the years. You will just be deep in a certain area, which is good. But if that area changes, then you will change at a much later stage.
So what you're saying is this is a message particularly to graduates and also early career professionals who want to build a career in data science. You have to be familiar with the entire value chain of data, right from collection, storage to analysis, interpretation, and also understanding the business context, right? So that's what you're saying. The entire value chain you need to be familiar. Yeah, wonderful. Ankit, so I think it's been a wonderful Q&A session here. I'm learning so much from your experience. I'm sure audience will benefit a lot as well. So I have one last question, and then we'll move into the rapid fire round.
Sure.
So I understand that Deloitte is hiring. Deloitte is growing fast, and I'm sure your organization is growing fast and hiring as well. Can you share what are some of the skill sets that you're looking for? What kind of talent you're looking for, so that that it will benefit my audience here?
Oh, absolutely, right. I mean, so don't ever feel shy in applying to Deloitte. I will tell you my experience as well. When I applied for Deloitte, I think I applied for 3 or 4 months on different roles, and one fine day I got a call. So none of Deloitte roles on LinkedIn or Deloitte sites are actually black box. They're actually looked into. It's just that our processes are pretty what do you say? Stringent and process oriented, and it takes time to get there. There are multiple levels. I had actually 8 levels, right, before I came in, right, and that was a downturn when I got into Deloitte, right. So I think I don't think it's the same these days, but do not get disappointed if you don't get a call after applying to one. Continue applying. There are enough on LinkedIn as well as on Deloitte Careers website. I would say that from broadly, we are growing across different functions within Deloitte, be it our SAP business, be it our Oracle business, be it our data analytics business, our digital business, Salesforce business, ServiceNow, it doesn't matter. Right? You can go and seek, and if you're good at any of these areas, please feel free to apply on our career site or LinkedIn, etc. Now, specifically in data analytics, which is the ecosystem which I'm pretty involved in these days, right? So I would say large-scale data platform modernization technologies around Azure, data engineering, Azure, AWS, Snowflake, GCP, looking for data engineers, senior data engineers, data architects, right? So anybody who has good experience in any of these technologies on ADF, etc., AWS, so do reach out on our career website or reach out to anyone on LinkedIn. I think they will redirect you to the right place, right? Do not feel shy to reaching out. I know people are busy. Some people will respond, some people will not. But the intent is not to respond. Intent is people just get busy, right? Some people might respond late, right? But you have to seek. The second area I would say is in AI and data science. We are hiring a lot of data scientists, senior data scientists, etc. So anybody who's got good experience in any industry, right, do bring it up, right? IoT, again, C3, IoT, any of those no-code platforms we are interested in, please do reach out. Digital platforms, using full stack developers, right? That's an area which is evolving, and we are absolutely looking to hire them. Data governance, data quality, data marketplace, the Colibras of the world, MBNs of the world, absolutely fair game to reach out. I think these are all areas which are hyper scaling. We are hiring. We have enough soul demand. We are not, and this is a hot marketplace. So, but if you are, see, more importantly than applying and reaching out, you should. One thing I would say: show the passion and why you want to join Deloitte. What, and if you don't know that, you should ask the person who was speaking to, right? And even my experience with Deloitte was a lot of follow-ups, a lot of questioning. One thing I realized, I used to ask a lot of questions to understand the firm. You should do that as well, because you should look at any change to a firm as a career path destination. You should begin that way, and if you then start with that mindset, then you will ask all the right questions and be passionate about. Deloitte is a great place. I think it's a fantastic startup ecosystem. I would say it's a huge organization, but it is very nimble, and it is you can grow in different places. You can change your networks. You can change what you do over the years. You can stay keeping the same thing. It depends on you how you carry it. I have made a lot of friends at Deloitte. Deloitte to me is an addiction, right? And it's an addiction to the people I work with. It is the ecosystem I work with, and it's a mindset. I work with the best minds in different industries, different technologies, and when you work with the best, even though you don't want it, the best seeps into you. So that to me to me Deloitte is a great place where I look forward to every Monday actually to see what difference we can make in the ecosystem. So I think it's a great place to work.
Wonderful.
Feel free to apply in whatever areas you're good at, and even though I may not have mentioned, do reach out on websites. You never know, there might be something which we're looking for which might strike your passion.
Wonderful. I think what you're saying is you're hiring across different kinds of services, right? From data engineering to data science to full stack developers. So it's like a lot of opportunities available. So your message to the audience is, go to the website, go to LinkedIn, check out what positions are open, start connecting with the right kind of people, and I encourage my audience to follow Ankit on LinkedIn as well. Ankit Saran, you should be able to look up for his name, connect with him, and follow him. So connect with the right kind of people. There are a lot of opportunities, and one important message from Ankit is don't be disappointed if you get a rejection initially, okay? Because there are so many different opportunities. There may be a better fit in another organization, another type of profile. So keep applying and keep looking out for opportunities with Deloitte. So wonderful, Ankit. Thank you very much. So that brings us to the end of our Q&A session. And it's been a wonderful learning experience. Ankit, thank you for opening your heart. Thank you for sharing some deep insights about how you should go about building your career, and more specifically, how you can build your career in a consulting firm from Deloitte from the ground up, all the way to the top. That's a wonderful message and insight for the audience here, as well as for me, actually.